Live from Midtown Memphis, Tennessee, it's the 26th episode of the Rocket Science Audio Variety Show, sponsored in part by Murphy's, The High Tone, and Marsh Electric. Tonight, on Stage 1, The Devil's Right Hand, and on Stage 2, Sunfather. Plus, comedian Sammy Anzer, magician Mitchell Manley, Pickle TV, and so much more. But first, here's your host, Robin Pack.
Take two, bitches! Take two! Thank y'all for coming here. Thank y'all so much. Again, we really appreciate y'all being here, and thank you for your patience, and thank you for coming to see some great bands. We have Sunfather. We have The Devil's Right Hand. We have comedian Sammy Anzer, all the way from New York City. We also have comedy by Mitchell Manley. Why don't you had the chance to get on the camera this time. Damn it. Fuck, you'll see him later. Anyway, again, I'm so happy to bring this to you guys, or whatever. Rocket Science Audio is so happy to bring you here to our studio. We actually are a regular recording studio, but we change it around like this once a month or whatever so that we can try to stream all the talent that comes from Memphis and is local here. And we try and actually put that out to the rest of the world. And I guarantee you there are people watching right now. I was going to tell you earlier about Sunfather is here tonight one more time. They had recorded, actually, they recorded a record here, and hopefully it'll be out next year sometime. But also, I want to tell you, the headliner tonight, Devil's Right Hand. There's a gentleman that plays in Devil's Right Hand. I've known this guy for a long time. He used to live in Fraser. He used to shill cassettes over at Camelot Music in the Raleigh Springs Mall. Some of you older Memphis folks may know that. But anyway, he turned me on to a couple of bands years and years ago. And he has an encyclopedic knowledge of music and especially metal or whatever. And I'm so glad that, man, thank you all for coming down tonight. Thank you so much. I'm going to shut up for right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Devil's Right Hand.
You want to try to you. We always knew you was the fire. It's the word, big and slow. Always get your way. More tongue like a snake. Poison pitch you still. Babble problems is life was true. We knew you was lying. Enough to keep you quiet. The tree is tall, the rest is through. Where you spend your days. Standing on the stone you're singing. Feels good to see you the way you are. Alright!
Ladies and gentlemen, the Devil's Right Hand, Danny Garber. Turned me on to Bleach before Nevermind ever came out on cassette, Sub Pop. Anyway, also thanks to John and Chris, too. Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank y'all for coming and thank y'all for being here, and hope y'all are having a good time. Again, there is free beer here. It's a free show. And this is what we're trying to do. You can either go see bands, and I hope, how many of you guys go see bands, like, regularly? A, I would like to say I'm proud of you. But B, this is the only thing that we can offer to you guys, or wherever they actually go see shows and go see bands and actually care about Memphis music and Memphis comedy and all the other things. This is for you guys, so thank y'all so much. We actually do have a tip jar. Yeah, there is a tip jar over there. And we do try to. Here's another thing too: is we actually try to pay the bands tens of dollars, you know, and the talent or whatever. But the thing is these bands they go out. They you know, there's like that internet meme that, you know, a band sits there and, you know, has a $5,000 car, spends 500 more or whatever on equipment or whatever to pay for a $50 gig somewhere or whatever. These bands bands need to get paid. They do. And so if you would please, there's a tip jar right next to the door, and if you could help out, we'd love to pay these bands because they fucking deserve it. Up next we have Sunfather. Sunfather actually again, I may have mentioned it earlier or whatever, but they just recently recorded here at Rocket Science Audio. We are an actual recording studio, and we really appreciate them coming in. I was blown away by exactly how crazy full they sound. As an engineer or whatever, that may not mean anything to you. I'm just going to shut up and let them play. Ladies and gentlemen, Sunfather. Ladies and gentlemen, Sunfather. Sunfather. I gotta tell you too, another thing, Sean and Walt and man, all these guys, Toby, all these guys or whatever. Actually, they played in other bands or whatever a million times. When I used to run sound over at Murphy's, these guys had been there and played in a whole bunch of other bands. But this is something incredible. I'm telling you, people. I can't wait till their record comes out. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm not trying to be sweet. I'm just trying to be honest. That man, there are bands here in this town that need appreciation, and we're just trying to bring them to you. Another thing that we're trying to bring to you too, or whatever, is comedy here in this town. It happens. Why? Tonight. I realize you could have better things to do tonight. You could go down to P&H, and there's the comedy open mic thing that they have, and I appreciate you all spending your time here. But there's comedy that happens here in this town, and I did want to tell you too that it's a lot harder to actually, it's a lot harder to actually be a comedian and just have a microphone in front of you. You can be in a band and you can have like a guitar and plus the rest of the band and everything. One of the hardest things I've ever seen is to actually be trying to tell jokes in front of people and try to be funny. But I can tell you that tonight we have one of the best, all the way from New York City, Mr. Sammy Anzer.
Sunfather, you guys were awesome. Give it up one more time for them, yeah. And give it up for yourselves for coming out, showing support. My name is Sammy Anzer. I recently got glasses. I got them so I can look like the kind of ethnic minority who learned to love reading while in prison. Yeah, actually, I grew out my facial hair and I shaved my head. I got it for an audition recently. I got my second call back. I'm very excited. Thank you, guys. In about a week, you can be looking at the newest member of ISIS. It comes up with me a lot, though. People always ask me, like, what's your ethnicity? Or where are you from? Which to me means, I'd like to judge you, but I don't know how yet. Can you help me? Racist people hate me. Racists hate me, they don't even know why they hate me. They're like, you dirty Arab. You Hispanic Keep going. I can't lie, I do it too. I actually texted my brown friend at 7-Eleven this morning. I texted him, and I said, "Haha, it's 7-Eleven. Thanks a lot, man." He fired back at me. He was like, "For the last time, dude, I'm not Indian, I'm Arab." So I texted him 2 hours later. "Thanks a lot, man." All right, these next jokes you really have to think about. My agent told me I needed to dumb down my act, but you guys are a smart crowd, so I'm going to tell these jokes anyway. All right. I live on the 3rd floor, and everyone who rings my bell has the same name. It's me. I want to celebrate my recent employment. I'm moving up in the world. Thank you. I know that because I finally have a job where the bathroom doesn't need to remind me to wash my hands. Only a few guys are going to get this joke, but I'm not a selfish comedian, so I'm going to tell it. I have agoraphobia. It's not what you think. I'm scared of one Goro from Mortal Kombat. I was driving down Poplar, and I saw some older women, and they were holding signs that said, "Pray to end abortion." And I got in front of them and I was like, "Quit being so judgmental, you old cunts." But they didn't listen. They just kept yelling and trying to avoid the stones I was throwing. Thank you, guys. My name is Sammy Anzer. I'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you. You are a beautiful crowd. Can you guys keep that going for Devil's Right Hand right here?
to the gals on that wall right over there.
You are watching the Rocket Science Audio Variety Show. Please stand by for entertainment substitution beginning now.
Watch close, as Pickle TV does absolutely not a damn thing to this nasty toilet bowl stain. It'll never come out. But that's not all. Look at this unsightly painting of a tree on this wall. With Pickle TV, that bitch will never come off. Oh no! This horrible urine stain has been there for days, and with Pickle TV, we guarantee it will be there for the rest of your life. So, why doesn't Pickle TV work in any of these situations? Because the fucking sprayer knob was turned off. Pickle TV, separate items sold separately. This week's episode of Plunge That Shit with Tony Danza will not be seen this week, so we may bring you this other thing. What? What do you mean, Plunge That Shit with Tony Danza isn't coming on? Shit! Fuck! Fuck! Tony Danza under my toilet can! 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 Tony Danza plunging my toilet can! Tony Danza! Tony Danza under my toilet can! Tony Danza under my toilet can! Tony Danza
my toilet can. Tony dance up under my toilet can. Tony dance up under my toilet can. Tony dancer, plunge in my toilet can. Tony dancer. What the fuck did I just watch?
Smoking stuff while you're boating's not a good idea. Drinking beer's alright.
We now return you to the Rocket Science Audio Variety Show. Behold the magic and enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sunfather. I want to thank all the bands for being here tonight. I want to thank Sammy for being here tonight. Also, did you know we have magic this evening? Mitchell Manley. Mitchell Manley's coming up. He's going to do some magic for us later. Okay, so, this is the puppets portion. Boo. Boo. So we tried to make some jokes about Tony Danza. I don't know if you saw the Pickle TV thing earlier, but we were talking about Tony Danza. It's really hard to make jokes about Tony Danza, but I'm going to try. What are Tony Danza's favorite cookies? Alyssa Milano's. All right, now we're talking. Hey, why is Tony Danza's hair still black? Because Sylvester Stallone's is. That really wasn't that funny. It's because you may not get the reference. Anyway, sitcoms always fuck. Sitcoms always keep trying to pull Tony in like beating a dead horse. Maybe we should call him Pony Danza. It was worth it, dicks. It was fucking worth it. All right, okay. What do Tony Danza's next career move and my checks have in common? They're both canceled. Those are all the jokes we can come up with for Tony Danza. Okay, so we'll just get on with the rest of them. All right. Why? These are doctor jokes. Why does the cardiologist always listen to your heart? He just wants to feel close to someone. How many doctors does it take to change a light bulb? None. They'll just give a referral. That one sucked. All right. Okay. All right. Did you hear about the Chinese doctor? He got sued for malpractice. He was in China a while. Fuck it. Why did the doctor like rough sex? He liked to be scalpeled. I'm going to let that sink in for a minute. Scalpel. All right, fuck it. Why are proctologists bad conversationalists? They're always butting in. No. It is. Why does a doctor tell you to turn your head when you cough? He doesn't want you to see him sucking your dick. All right, these are just regular jokes. Did you hear about the religious tweakers? They were Methodists. What do old ladies' crotches smell like? Depends. I've told this joke. All right. Why do Rastafarians love old printers? Because their paper be jammin'. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for coming tonight. There is still free beer over there as far as I know. Ladies and gentlemen, the Devil's Right Hand.
Straight up my head, neon California straight in our sight, while we drove them through the night. Never get this human time, no real time was not alive. Out of sight. Find out what I do today, go to it to the grave. Pedal to the metal, straight into the little vibe in the wall, and do that to do it.
We're going to do a cover song. We normally don't. We would have done a Motorhead song if we had known about the passing of Phil Taylor today. Rest in peace, Filthy Animal. This is a Melvin song.
gentlemen, the Devil's Right Hand. Devil's Right Hand, right in front of you. I did want to mention also, they got some gigs going on. They're going to be doing the Gun to the Dogs Fest November 27th through the 29th at the High Tone. Also, they're going to be playing with Suplex and the Power at the B, Mark and those guys, but also Suplex from New Orleans. I don't know if you know these guys, whoever. Crescent City Records. Back in the 90s, how many of you guys remember the 90s? Remember the 90s? Anyway, but they were a fucking badass band, and they're still a badass band now, and you can go see that at the Buccaneer on December 19th. I will be there. Danny, I will be there for that. Last Place on Earth, I think that was the last time I saw him, or what? You remember that? Last place, that place? Anyway, so glad to have, and by the way, are you enjoying yourselves? Are you enjoying the music? That was the Devil's Right Hand. We also have Sunfather. Give it up for them. But also, I totally want you to give it up again for the comedian tonight, Sammy Anzer. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you for doing this, man. I know it's weird. It's crazy. You don't know what's going to happen next, but I thank you for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, Sammy Anzer.
You guys rock, yeah. Give it up for yourself one more time. You guys are an awesome crowd. I'm so glad to be here in Memphis. Yeah. One thing you need to know about me is that I think women are doing a great job with feminism lately. You guys think women are doing a good job with feminism lately? Yeah. I'm also a feminist. That's what you might not have known. I'm also a feminist. I'm also a feminist, and I have a question for you guys, Memphis. I moved to the South, I have a question, but it's going to be a rhetorical question. So for those of you who don't know what that is, it's going to go like this. Exactly. All right. Here's my question. Are women allowed in the Klan? The KKK? Are women allowed? Because if they aren't, that's just not fair. I believe everyone should be able to practice hatred equally in this country. But if women are allowed, you have to believe at some point they weren't. In which case, I'm hopeful for the progress. Change will come. Yeah, change will come. I'm always looking for signs to support feminism, and one time I saw a sign, an actual sign, it was in bright neon letters, and it said, "Live, girls." And I thought, yes, this is something I can get behind. And I got up closer to the place, and I saw the place's name. It was called the Landing Strip. And I was like, oh, another female aviation program. I've heard about these. Okay. I went in, and you wouldn't believe how kind the women were in there. They would give you the shirt off their back. And we also had the same taste in music. We both loved 90s Nelly with a splash of the Yin Yang Twins. One of the girls there told me how all the money she was earning was going to her college education or to Charity, who was having a tough week. I couldn't refuse any longer. I went straight to the ATM, I clicked accept on the $8 convenience fee, and I became a sponsor of this. And I wouldn't have thought it until I saw this girl at a coffee shop, and she was pulling out all these singles, and I was like, hey, I noticed you get paid in all singles. And she pulled back. She tried to tell me about how she was a waitress. I knew better. She was being modest. So I said, hey, Captain. This is gonna be weird, but can I borrow $1? I donated all of mine to charity. You guys have been a beautiful crowd. I'm Sammy Anzer. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again, Sammy Anzer. Give it up. Give it up. seriously, please go. I mean, I know I keep trying to tell all y'all to come go see bands. Please go see bands, but go see comedians in this town too, or whatever. They provide a necessary thing in this town that seriously, the whole community. I don't know how familiar you are with like all the other comedian dudes here in town and women and all the other people that sit there and do that. It's amazing, and it should be appreciated. It totally should be appreciated. I did want to say one more thing about the Devil's Right Hand and the suplex gig. I don't know if Danny Lude knows that, or excuse me, Danny Garber, but there's a flyer. There is a flyer. Is that the Fabulous Ones? The Fabulous Ones. Has anybody ever seen the video, the old school Memphis driving around on three-wheelers? I don't know how they didn't crash. They were so oiled up. Anyway, but yeah, I did want to show off that. Ladies and gentlemen, another you know what else is hard? Magic is fucking hard. I can do the quarter trick. I can do that or whatever and like drop the quarter and pick it up with the other thing and, you know, trick the kids or whatever. Oh, I'm going to pull it behind your ear. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a real magician, Mitchell Manley.
Hello. All right, I'm Mitchell. This is Grace. She's going to help me out. Give it up for the bands and the comedian. Give them a hand. All been so good. This is one of the best so far. All right, I'm going to show you guys why you probably shouldn't play cards with a magician. And I brought these gigantic cards so that everybody can see what's going on and so you don't think I'm trying to do any of that shifty sleight of hand bullshit. Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to spread through these cards. I'm going to give them a little mix here. You're just going to tell me where to stop, and then you're going to take a bunch of cards, all right? Then you can mix them up. So let's make that happen. You just tell me where you want to stop. There's a free choice. All right, again, this is a free choice. I will keep going if you want. Do you want to stop there? All right, let's just give you a bunch of cards here. Just take all those right there. Just have them, all those. Yes, indeed. Take them, mix them up. I don't want to see them. I'm going to show you why you shouldn't play cards with a magician because he always knows what's going on around him. In fact, George, if you want to take these, take these, make sure they're all mixed up. They're not marked or anything like that. Okay, Grace, I'm going to have you just spread them out where you can see all of them. Yeah. I'm going to try to focus in on your mind. All right, I'm going to try to focus in here. Do you have a four of spades? No four of spades. Okay. Let's try this again. I'm going to really concentrate. No four of spades. Okay. What about a give me that four of spades. See? I knew I did. All right. See, I know what I'm doing. I see it better than you do. Okay. You're doing great. I think I see a few nines, actually, but do you have the nine of diamonds? If you have the nine of diamonds, I'll take that. Do you also have a nine of clubs? This is not a bad hand, in fact. Yeah, keep clapping. This is really cool. You have an 8. It's a red 8. It's the 8 of hearts. I'll take that. Okay, perfect. Let's see. There's a 5 of diamonds. Give me that one. All right. There's also an ace of diamonds. Okay, I'm not looking at you, but do you have 2 cards left? Okay, I want you to look at them, choose one. Okay, you looked at the 6 of hearts, and then you changed your mind to the ace of hearts back to the 6 of hearts. If that's correct, I'll take those back from you.
I actually said with the ace of hearts, and fuck you.
Thank you very much. She's a good, thank you so much, y'all.
Manley.
Thank you. You guys have a good night. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sunfather.
increasing. Obliquity. Waves of radiation. Giving evolution. Blinded light. Reason. Obliquity.
Thank you guys. We got shirts for sale right over here, $10. They're pretty nice. Thanks again to Devil's Right Hand and Rocket Science Audio.
Thank y'all. Sunfather, ladies and gentlemen. Sunfather. By the way, one thing I didn't, by the way, we're at the tail end of this, just so you know, or whatever, but I did want to mention November 15th, Sunfathers, they're playing with Holy Gallows, their LP release at the High Tone with the North. Also, they'll be playing November 30th, Monday, at Murphy's with Carousel from TP Recordings. I did want to let you know about that. Again, Sunfather, thank y'all so much for doing this tonight. Thank y'all for being a part of this. Man, hey. You know what? Here's the thing: is we could point cameras and we could turn on microphones to absolutely nothing, and would it be important? No, it wouldn't. We have talent here, ladies and gentlemen. We have Sunfather, we have Devil's Right Hand, we have comedians like Sammy Anzer, we have Mitchell Manley to sit there and bring you entertainment. So I hope you're entertained. I did want to mention just a couple of little real quick things or whatever. Gone to the Dogs Fest. They actually help out with funds and awareness for Memphis dog rescues. Sean over here actually helps to run that. Devil's Right Hand will be playing. Also, from Rocket Science Audio, if you've ever seen Strengths, they'll be playing that fest too. Love them. I did want to mention that. Okay, so let me go ahead and get the plugs over real quick, and we'll get you out of here. The tonight's show has been brought to you in part by Murphy's next door. It's a fine establishment. They have a stiff whiskey drink if you want one. It's also brought to you by the High Tone, another place that actually you get to see great bands. I was there twice this week. Saw a couple of great bands down there. And also, this is just a test for the regulars. One of our greatest sponsors ever in the entire history of Rocket Science Audio and these variety shows or whatever has been Marshall Electric. They're a company that will fix pretty much anything that you've got going on. From I mean, seriously, they do commercial, they do residential, and I'd just like to go ahead and ask this: if you're not using Marshall Electric, no, you're gonna have to do it again. But everybody all together. If you're not using Marshall Electric, you're getting fucked. You're goddamn right you are. Marshall Electric. Y'all can thank them for the beers tonight, too, or whatever. Thank them. Thank them. They not only know how to do electric work in your house and your residential, your commercial or whatever, but they also know how to fucking bring beer to a party. Fucking hell. Look them up, man, if you need some shit done. Marsh Electric. Lastly, we are Rocket Science Audio. This is our little plug. Hope you've had a good time. We are a recording studio, and we try to make rates as reasonable as possible and try to allow you to have a good time in here and try to do the best that we can. We have some of the best engineers in this town, hands down. I know there are other studios out there. We don't compete with other studios. We just try to do what we do. We are Rocket Science Audio. And if you could, please, on your way out, won't you please leave $1 or $2 in the tip jar over there so that we can pay the talent that you get to see tonight. Please do that. I'm gonna shut up and we're gonna fucking get out of here. And man, y'all have a great Friday at work. Tomorrow it's a fuck off day. You know, just kind of get there early, and then seriously, you ain't got to do shit for the rest of the day. But, ladies and gentlemen, for the last time, the Devil's Right Hand. and gentlemen, the Devil's Right Hand. Hey, Danny, Chris, all you guys, thank y'all so much for being here. Thank you, Sunfather. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you, Mitchell. Thank all y'all. Thank you, John Pickle, wherever you are. This is the last show of the year, and we really appreciate all the time that you guys have been coming here and enjoying it. We'll keep doing it. We'll be back in January. We just need a little time off to get stuff straight and try to make this place a little better, maybe. We love y'all. Now get the fuck out. Thank y'all so much. Seriously, I love y'all so much. I really do. Thank you all for being a part of this thing.